The first thing the woman did after she was reborn was to call her boss and ask for access to the company's financial archive. She remembered clearly how she died. In her past life, the woman had not died immediately after being accused. She endured everything first. The interrogation, the disbelief, the way her colleagues avoided her eyes, the way her fiancé stood at a distance as if he had never known her. The evidence had been flawless, every transaction traced to her credentials, every approval stamped with her authorization. She had tried to explain that the timing of the transfers did not match her actual work hours, but no one listened. The company needed a culprit, and she was the most convenient one. The real turning point came when she discovered that her colleague, who worked beside her for 2 years, had been the one redirecting the funds. He had studied her habits, used her login patterns, and solely built a financial trail under her name. By the time the final transfer triggered an audit, the entire structure was already complete. She was constructed as a criminal over time. When she tried to gather proof, she found nothing. Logs were cleaned, access points erased, records aligned to perfectly. Someone had helped him, or at least allowed it to happen. The system itself had protected him. Her fiancé had ended it the same day the accusation became public. Not privately, but decisively, as if cutting off a liability. Later, she learned he had already secured a promotion through connections. He did not need her, and her fall made his rise cleaner. The night she died, she finally understood something. The truth did not matter if it could not be proven at the right time. Now, standing in the same office again, hearing the same keyboard clicks, she no longer felt the confusion she once had. The colleague who would frame her was still sitting 3 desks away, reviewing spreadsheets with the same calm expression. Her fiancé had already sent her a message that morning, asking about dinner plans. Nothing had changed, which meant everything was about to happen again. That was why she asked for the archive. Her boss granted access without suspicion. In her past life, she had built a reputation for being meticulous and reliable. She began reviewing records immediately, not the recent ones, the older ones. She traced patterns of minor discrepancies, small inconsistencies that would not trigger alerts on their own. Her colleague did not start with large transfers. He started with fragments, amounts small enough to blend into the system. She did not confront him, she adjusted her behavior. Instead of her usual routine, she began varying her schedule. She started documenting everything externally, recording sessions, duplicating logs, creating a parallel record that existed outside the company's system. Her colleague noticed the changes. At first, he remained cautious. He delayed his actions, waiting for stability to return. But she did not return to her old routine. The unpredictability forced him to take risks. The first unauthorized transfer happened later than before. The origin point matched her credentials, but her external record showed she was not active at that time. She stored it and waited. More transfers followed, each one slightly larger. Because from his perspective, the system was still working and she knew nothing, she began to isolate her fiancé. She responded less to his messages, declined invitations, created distance without confrontation. She reviewed his financial records as well. It did not take long to find irregularities, benefits he should not have had yet. When the final transfer approached, she recognized the pattern immediately. This was the moment everything would collapse. She was called into a conference room. Her boss, a representative from compliance, and her colleague were already there. They presented the evidence step by step, building the case exactly as before. She listened without interrupting. When they finished, she asked them to check one timestamp, just one. They hesitated, then comply. From there, she presented her records, one layer at a time. The pattern became visible gradually, then all at once. Her colleague tried to respond, but his explanations could not account for the external records. The system did not protect him. Her fiancé's involvement surfaced as someone who had gained from the outcome. The structure that once buried her now revealed itself. The woman did not need to argue, she had built the answer. This time, the system found the truth she had prepared.